Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have an unboxing video of my Goulet Pen order, Goulet Pen Company. So I have actually taken it all out of the box just so that I wasn't fiddling with all of that sort of thing. So let's get in and have a look. So the Goulet Pen Company is an American business, and I came to know about them from watching different YouTube videos, and Brian Goulet and his wife Rachel own the business, but Brian does a pen cast on YouTube with Drew Brown, who is a staff member that's been there forever and sort of a childhood friend of Brian's, and they do this fantastic pen cast every week, and I watch it quite religiously, and yeah, so I came to know about them just from finding them on YouTube, and also Googling different things. So I have placed an order with them once before, just recently, and it was fantastic. And it's actually where one of my last videos where I managed to pick up the Ferris wheel press ink stand. So I got that through them. And then my main reason for placing this order was that I was having an issue with how do I store all my ink samples. Had I realized at the time that they have the perfect stand for that, I would have bought it then, but I didn't know. So I thought, well, I'm going to place another order and get that. And I thought, well, I might as well make my order worth getting because of the shipping. It's not too bad, but still. So I decided to get one of those, which I'll show you in a moment. But they take, you didn't see me opening the box, but there's a lot of packaging in there to protect your goods, which is fantastic. So they do a really good job of that. They usually put in these little Tootsie Pops, which are really yummy. So thank you for that. A card is usually in there that says, I packed your order with a slightly ridiculous amount of care, and they did. And they always put who did your order. So I think that's pronounced Ebonique. So thank you. It arrived safely and it's all perfect that I can see. So thank you so much for packaging my order. They put in stickers. So last time I got the Goulet ink splat sticker, so this is another really cute one, so I'm going to put that into my ink journal as well. So I think they've been doing a series of different really cute stickers. And the other thing that they put in, and this is fantastic, it's a little brochure on how to sort of do different things. So if you're new to fountain pens, this is awesome, and it's a really good reference to keep on hand. But you may not be new, but you may never have used a piston filler or a vacuum pen or something like that. And this actually goes through how to install a converter, how to fill a piston pen, how to install just your standard ink cartridge, how to fill a vacuum pen, and it's fantastic. So, you know, keep that on hand in case you need to know something like that if you haven't done it before, because I know I haven't done all of those things. So I do already have some cleaning and maintenance sort of supplies for my pens. I got the tuning stuff, the little sheet of stuff from them last time, and the little grip that makes it easier for you to get your nibs out and that sort of thing, and syringes and stuff that I already sort of had that type of cleaning stuff. But what I didn't have was one of these bulb syringes, which are fantastic. So I remembered this time to get myself one of these. If you don't watch the pen cast, like, I'm not affiliated in any way, shape or form, but it's one of the best YouTube channels. The guys are really super funny, really informative, and they answer lots of questions, and I know I learn a lot all the time. And they swear by these for cleaning out their pens. So I had to remember to grab myself one, so I did that. In a recent episode that I saw, I can't remember whether it was actually a recent video, but Drew was talking about the fact that they finally had these little toothbrush cleaners, and as you can see, it's got the Goulet logo on it there, for cleaning the nibs and things like that of your pens. So it was only a few dollars, so I picked that up. Let's see if I can, yeah, so I got one of those and some pen flush. So I mean, obviously you can get pen flush here in Australia. So for those of you that don't know, I am in Australia. So, you know, it can sometimes be a bit daunting having to order everything from overseas, because some things you can only get from there. So I thought, well, while I was ordering some more maintenance things, that I would order their pen flush and give that a go. I'm sure you can get pen flushes here in Australia. But yeah, so I picked that up. So it's quite a substantial bottle. It's 8 fluid ounces, whatever that converts to. So I got that. Now, the main thing that I wanted to order was this ink sample vial holder. So as I said, I was having a bit of an issue of how to store my ink samples. As you know, the vials fall over really easy. It's messy. Trying to find a container that they fit into really well is a bit of an issue. Now, I did search everywhere in Australia that I could possibly think of, even places that weren't for fountain pens, you know, and I just couldn't find anything. So I knew that they had these. As I said, I didn't know when I placed my last order, I would have gotten one then, but I since found out. So I thought, well, I'm just going to go ahead and order theirs. So it is acrylic, and as you can see, it's got their logo on the side. I really love their logo. It's nice and simple, and I love this ink splat. So this holds 40 sample ink vials. I think they're the 5mm ones. Anyway, and yeah, it's really pretty. I know it's just acrylic and it's clear, but I have a lot of acrylic accessories on my desk, so this is going to blend in really well. But it wouldn't matter what you've got, it's going to look really nice on your desk. And yeah, I just think it's perfect. Like I said, it holds 40, so it won't, well, you could probably put them in, but they're going to probably fall. They're the really tiny ones that I got from Desk Bandit here in Australia. So these are really tiny ones, so they don't exactly fit properly, but they do sort of sit up there a bit, so they're not going to fall if you did choose to do that. But they are made for these ones, and as I said, I think they're the 5mm. So I'm not going to swatch any of these inks today, but I will just show you what I did get. Mentioning the pen cast before, the other day they had a little mini promo that they talked about exclusively for that episode of the pen cast. It was running for like a week, so it's probably done now, but they were talking about this ink, and they gave a code and said, if you are ordering and you pop this code into the website, we will send you a free sample. So they did. Now, I'm terrible at pronouncing names, so this is, I think it's the Jacques Herbin Emerald of Shivor ink. Obviously, it's a green ink. So yeah, that was a nice little freebie in there. So I will swatch these at a later date for you, but you can see they fit perfectly in there. Now, Brian gave a little hint in one of his Q&A ones on, you know, obviously once you get all your inks in here, you can't tell that that's a green ink or that it's the Emerald of Shivor. So what he said you could do, which was a really good little tip, is get those little hole reinforcers that you get for paper and they fit perfectly on the top of here. And then you could just get like a cotton tip and do a little swatch on the top around the sticker, and then you would at least be able to see that, you know, that's a green ink. You might not know that it's Emerald of Shivor, but you'll see that it's green, so you're not having to go through every single one. The other thing I thought is even just the full round white dots, you could do a swatch on it, or you could write on the top what it is. So that was a really good little tip. So I'll quickly go through these ones. Now this pack of 8 samples was free as well. So at the time on the website, if you ordered, I can't remember what it was now, it might have just been put this code in and you get it. I don't think there was a particular thing that you had to order to get it. You put the code in and you get these 8 samples absolutely free. And they're random samples, so I had no idea or control over what I was getting. And so that's why this one was a little bit of a surprise, actually, because I did mention to them in my notes that I tried to put the code in for this one after this code, and it would only accept one code, which is totally understandable. I mean, it was just a little sample. I wouldn't have been upset if I couldn't have gotten it, because I was already getting 8 for free. However, when I opened the box, they had included it. So that was really nice. Thank you to Goulet for that. So I'll swatch all these at a later date, as I said. So I'll just quickly go through the ones that they did send me. So this is the Pilot Irizuku, I can never say this name, Yamabudo. The De Atramentis Mahatma Gandhi. I really need to get better at some of these names. But I am shocking with them. The Pilot Irizuku Hotaro Bai. Maybe I should, I have been toying with learning Japanese, so maybe I need to do that and I'll be able to pronounce these names better. The Sailor Shikori Iroi, Iroi. The Monteverde Green. Diamine Sub-Zero. That's really pretty. It's like a turquoisey sort of colour. That's really pretty. Noodle is Purple. That's great, because that was one that I don't have any Noodler's inks, so that was, and this particular one was one I really wanted to try, so really happy with that. And a Diamine Cozy Up. So that's really pretty. So I actually don't have any of those inks. So I'm super happy with getting 9 free ink samples to try. Yeah, so really good bargain there. So thank you so much, Goulet, for that. And as you can see, this holds 40. I've got more over there that I'll be able to pop in, which is fantastic. But yeah, lots of room. And I do have some more acrylic display cases on their way to, I'm going to be doing a bit of an overhaul on how I actually house my and display my fountain pens. So this, I think, will sit on top of it really nicely, or I may put my other ink bottles on top and have this at the side of it, but it's going to look fantastic. So you can see how well it holds all of those, and they do actually go through the bottom there, so it's really sturdy. So that's that. I did get another ink which is the Ferris Wheel Press Song of Scarlet. I tried to find this in Australia. Nobody, including Ferris Wheel Press, had it. So I was able to get this from Goulet. And as you can see, another beautiful little box. The other thing, apart from the graphics on their boxes, I really like how they go through you know, like the base, the sheen, the shimmer, the shading, and all of that is on there. But they also always have like a little story about the ink on the side there. So that's really, really cute. I do have my glasses on, but I'm having a bit of an issue reading that. I think it says, follow the sound of the flute. And then it goes into more stuff there. So, as I said, can't read it properly at the moment. But yeah, beautiful little box. And it was a 20ml ink. So in their little, tiny little bottles, which I absolutely adore. I think they're gorgeous. And you can see like that, whoops, in frame. You can see the gorgeous detail on the bottles. So I love that. So that's Song of Scarlet. And again, I'll swatch that in a future video. Now, my last two things that I got are two pens. And these, I totally blame Brian and Drew for these purchases, for influencing me. And so, firstly, I'll start with this one. As you can see, it's a Benu. Now, I don't own a Benu. I have seen lots of them. This particular one is the iced caramel latte. Now, I've seen quite a few people on videos with this pen, and my first thoughts were that they're super flashy, but I don't know how quite to describe it, but for some reason I just couldn't quite get with the vibe of it, which, you know, is a little bit unusual for me. But then the more I saw it, the more it was, yeah, the more interested I was. It was, yeah, and then I just became a fan, really. And I was like, this pen's really growing on me. And I wasn't sure. And I thought, well, I don't have a Benu. These are actually made in Armenia, I think. But what really got me was the fact that I found out that this, not only was it a Northern American exclusive pen, but it was a Goulet exclusive pen, which meant that and it was back in stock. So that meant if I wanted this pen in the future, I would have to do another order and pay for shipping again. And the shipping's not ridiculous. It's probably about $40 Australian. But still, it's significant. And I just didn't want to pay that again unless I was getting, you know, a decent amount of items. So I thought, well, it's actually in stock. So maybe it's time to get the iced caramel latte pen. So I did. Beautiful, like, packaging. It's quite simple, but it's classy. I like the gold. I'm quite a sucker for packaging. I think if things are packaged really nicely, and that it sort of says a little bit more about, you know, the brand and the makers and that sort of thing. And then it is in another little container, little cardboard one here. So some of you have probably seen this pen, but some of you may not have seen this pen, but it is gorgeous. So it really does look like an iced caramel latte, and you can see like the gold shimmer, the flecks all through it, and all the different caramelly sort of colors. It has a silver clip. It says Benu etched there in silver, and it really, really is a gorgeous pen. It's so different to any pen that I've got. And that was probably part of the draw card as well. I mean, I love brown. Love all the shades of brown. I love iced caramel lattes. And, you know, so they've got some others in the range, but none of them really caught my eye. Whereas this one, on a few different levels, you know, and yeah, so I thought, well, this would be a really good cafe pen for when I'm journaling out in a cafe or something like that. So yeah, and so let's take the nib off. So it is a resin pen, and you can see there it is a steel nib. Whoops, let's get in frame. Let's get down here and get in frame. Okay, so it is a beautiful nib, and it does come with a converter. So twist that off, and it does come with a converter. So just pop that out. They're really quite simple. And I mean, you expect to get a converter. Well, I do. I know that even a lot of your cheaper fountain pens these days come with converters. Not all, but some do. But I think that if you're paying over $100 for a pen, which this is over $100, that a converter should be a standard thing. However, they're not all, and I will talk about that in a moment. But yeah, so that is the Benu Euphoria. It's their special edition refreshment collection. Ice Caramel Latte, exclusive to the Goulet Pen Co. So really happy with that one. And I'll be filling it up with some ink in a future video, like all the others. So I'll show you that. So talking about, in another video, I'll be showing you another sailor pen that I got. And it didn't come with a converter. It wasn't a cheap pen by any means. It was a special edition one. And it's the only one that I know of that all my other pens, except for my real cheap like Kawakos and stuff like that, came with converters. So I was really, really shocked. But it didn't stop me from buying the pen. So I do have another sailor apart from that one, and when I do my pen collection video you'll see it. This pen, however, is another North American exclusive, not exclusive to the Goulet Pen Co, but exclusive to North America. So I guess that's one of the downfalls of being in Australia and having one of these sorts of hobbies, is that we don't get everything that they get in other countries. We can pay more for things. We often are paying shipping costs, which, you know, can be more expensive. So I think you've just got to, you know, be aware that that's kind of going to be the thing. And so what I've learnt is to try and really do my research before I order from overseas. You know, see what the shipping costs are, see what items there are that I want, maybe save up a little bit so that you can get several things together. Because if you're going, oh, I really like that, and you order that this week, and then next week you see something else, it'll get crazy for you. So yeah, I really recommend doing your research, putting together a bit of a wish list, finding who has what, and then placing your order. So we can get a lot of stuff here in Australia from online retailers, as well as a few storefronts. We don't tend to have heaps of really, really good ones here in Brisbane. I mean, I think there are a couple of good stores in the heart of the city, but you know, it can be really hard. So you need to do your research, and if you do that, you're going to save yourself time and you're going to save yourself money. So this one, again, like I said before, I blame Drew and Brian for these two pens, because they were showcasing a different sailor pen, and they put this one up on the screen as a comparison for colour and size and that sort of thing. And it's actually called The Wicked Witch of the West. Now, for those that know me really well, they know that I'm pagan. And So, and this pen is purple. So purple is my favorite color. As I said before, after black, it's my favorite color. And it is an absolutely beautiful pen. So, as I said, North American exclusive. So I knew I wasn't going to be able to pick it up here anywhere in Australia. So I just went and bought it, and it was on sale. So this is the beautiful pen, and it does come with a converter. Comes with all the normal sailor things. So a converter and some ink cartridges as well, and a little sailor bookmark thing there. So I'm just going to put this off to the side. Now I got this in a medium fine. I've got pens that range from, you know, extra fine to medium. I usually write with a medium. Sometimes I'll get a pen to try it out in something different, or I might, like my Pilot Vanishing Point, I got an extra fine because I use it in a traveler's notebook. So you don't have as much room to write. So yeah, I thought, I sort of look at, you know, different things that I have and think, well, where am I going to want to use that the most, and sort of think about my nib sizes. But I also like to try different nib sizes out. And as you know, you can have your nibs worked on if you're not happy with it and have them changed and that sort of thing. But so far I've been really happy. So I meant to mention this, the Benu, I got this in a medium nib. So this one I got in a medium fine, and I think it's my only medium fine. So I don't know how well the camera's going to pick that up, but you can see it's a really dark purple, and it has this black trim. Is, what do they call it? It's an iron plated trim. So this here, all your little trim bits are that, and the purple is actually it's translucent. Not that you can, it looks very solid here, but if you were to take it off and sort of hold the cap to the light, you can see through, but it's still very dark. So the nib, this is actually a 21 carat nib. Let's see if I can get that, work my hands up to the screen. So it is a 21 carat gold nib, but it does have that iron plating black on it there, but it is a stunning pen. So that is the Wicked Witch of the West. So yeah, they're my two new pens that are North American exclusives. So yeah, that's the end of my little haul for this video. I do have quite a few other little videos to put out there to you, some with some Ferris wheel press ink hauls, and other bits and pieces. So and I'll be doing, as I said, some more swatching videos and showing you my ink journal very soon. So getting kind of geared up for Fountain Pen Day on the 2nd of November. So my plan is to put out a video showing my pen collection, my ink journal, and that sort of thing, to celebrate the day. So that part of the year is quite busy for me, so it'll be nice also to get everything sort of organized for the end of the year going into 2024, since that will be fast approaching. So I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing video. If you have any questions, pop them down below. Especially if you've got any questions about these, and I will also pop a link to the Pencast as well. As I said, I'm not affiliated in any way, but I just think that it's one of the best YouTube channels that I've watched. If you are into fountain pens, inks, that sort of thing, then I definitely think that you should go over and just check it out and have a look around their channel. Maybe watch a couple of videos and see for yourself, but I have learnt a lot by watching them. And yeah, so thanks for watching. Thanks for spending some time with me, and I'll be back soon with another video. Have a great day.